Okay, so quick video about Active Campaign, and this one's about the contact section. You've got a number of contacts in here already. For the most part, these have been just added manually, which is great. So you probably all know how to do this already. So you just click on the new contact button up here. And of course, every contact must have an email. This is primarily an email database. And then you basically put in as many details as possible. First name, last name, etc. And then you add the contact. If I just click, let me try and find one which we can mess around with. So this is one I added just as a test when I was testing the system. So we have got an info field here, and we can add address. We can pretty much add anything we like here. Now if we add something to a form, like a question basically, that's also going to appear here. So if you ask for somebody's address, or that's not a good example actually because address is a sort of standard one, but if you're asking for somebody's, I don't know, favourite plant, okay, then you're going to get the option to add that in here as well. Now one bit that's particularly important is the tags section. Tag section is, there are several different ways of segregating your database. In the end, you'll probably end up doing it by various different methods, such as forms and lists, etc. But I suggest that one of the easiest ways for you to do that is just via tags. It's a very simple way of doing it. A tag, as the name suggests, is just a tag that you apply to a particular contact. And what you can do then with that tag is you can send out an email, for example, that only is sent to people with that tag. So let's say, in fact, what I would recommend, oh yes, hang on a second, where is it? It's here. I recommend that you create a series of tags and then you try and keep these tags very rigidly. The more you sort of use different ones, the less useful this will be. So I've just created a little spreadsheet. I always create a little spreadsheet of tags for customers I'm using. I would recommend you do the same, and I then list them under different kind of areas. And I've just taken a sensible guess at what the parameters that might be useful for you. So location, you might want to specify particular towns that they live in, for example. Okay, you can actually divide geography via other methods as well, but I think for you that still might be a valuable thing. The product or service that they're interested in, and of course that could be several of them. You might want to list your sort of services here. Job area of job interest, male or female. I don't know, that may not be relevant for you, but I thought that maybe have some relevance with regards to your jobs. You might have positions that are only suitable for male people. I don't know, maybe that's very sexist of me to suggest that. Then you've probably got a list of your services as well that are possibly been purchased. And then you might have another list of special things. You might have a list of your VIP customers. You might have a list of people that you do not actually want to send offers to. It may be because you don't like them, don't want to work with them, or maybe because they're very affluent and you don't feel you need to offer them discounts, and maybe you offer discounts to other people, whatever. But when you create a list of tags, then I recommend you have a kind of little database, a little spreadsheet of the tags you used, and then try to only stick with those. If, for example, you forget and you start to add men and women and ladies and guys, then it's all going to become very messy and it's not going to be very useful for you. So I can just go to my form and I can just copy and paste any tag in here. I can of course just type in any new tag here and hit enter. I won't do that because it's just nice to keep your database a bit cleaner. And as you can probably see there, you can delete things just as easy. Tags can be very, very important when we're starting to create automations. So we can create an automation around tags. We can say, if somebody is tagged as being a man, then send them this message. If someone is tagged about living in this location, send them this message about how to look after your trees in this area, whatever it might be. And it's generally quite a nice thing to do, to kind of start adding these tags at the start as you're building a database, rather than too much in the future when it becomes a real ordeal to do that. But for you at the moment, I don't think there's much to do here, but I would suggest if someone shows an interest in a particular area, say maybe they're interested in your forest health check, then maybe you add that tag here so that you can have a look, maybe next week you have a look at all the people that are interested in your forest health checks, and you give them all a phone call and say, hey, would you like to go ahead and book this up? We've got a few availabilities and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. Okay, so we'll get taken up. How does next Thursday afternoon sound? A message like that. So that's contacts and tags. You can also add notes. I think it's important information to add here. So you can just click on add note and then add a note here. So if you do a phone call with them, you might want to put here, Fred said he wasn't available until he comes back from holiday in the middle of March, or whatever. You might want to add that tag here. You can also send an email from here. Now, of course, you can send an email via a normal email system. I think it's really good and really nice to always send your emails from here. I realise you may not want to do that initially, but something that's a good habit to get into. The reason being is in the future, when perhaps one of your colleagues is replying to a customer, they can open up the contact inside ActiveCampaign and they will be able to see every email that's been sent to them, right, from all your team. And so they can see what the conversation is, what the last message from them was, and it'll all be contained here. So we actually have a list of activities shown on the right hand side here. Now we don't have a lot of activities because not a lot of activities taken place, but we would be able to see what web pages they've visited if we get that set up. That's actually a slightly more advanced thing, so and a paid for service, so we probably won't have that initially. But if we wanted to in the future, we can actually see what pages they've visited. So we know that they've looked at the forest health check. That can be very insightful for us. We know if they were looking at perhaps booking an appointment but didn't go ahead. It gives us lots of information about that. It will also show us all the emails that they have been sent, and it will tell us if they read the email, if they responded to it, if they clicked on it. We can look at all the notes, look at any automations that they are added to, etc. So we've got all the details here, and it becomes, this is what a contact management system is. So it's an area of being able to control all of your database. And really the benefit here is so that if somebody other than you actually needs to deal with this customer, haven't got to remember anything, haven't got to ask anybody, they can just click on here, see all the information about them, how to contact them, what the emails are sent, any notes, and all the details are here. So that's really how contacts work. And also you can do a search for people by name or email or various other things. Once you start adding tags, we can actually see this area as well and show tags. So we can see people here. And see there's actually quite a number of tags in here already, which is good. It's good to see. Okay, that's it all for contacts at the moment. Of course, there's more information, but I think that's probably going to be sufficient for you at this time.